Howdy, my name is Jackson Pickett, and this is my final presentation for the ethics assignment for Engineering 217, Section 515 with Dr. Ozmetin. This is my automated lab helper, make experiments and calculations a breeze. The defined needs for this lab is that lab students, professors, and researchers spend far too much time conducting simple experiments in laboratory settings. Calculations can be rough for certain experimental procedures, especially for more complicated experiments, and they need a way that can be automated and double checked for proper units, significant figures, and minuscule calculations. Different devices and tools are normally spread all around the lab, and with this device, they will all be in one place. Our design characteristics. The goal is to have one device for all laboratory needs. Pictured to the right is somewhat of a rough design of what we're looking for. Like it would be a large device that will have an input and an output. So it will have funnels for pouring chemicals into the machine. It will have an onboard CPU for calculations and puffer measurements. It will have a high temperature thermal oven as well as a freezing chamber that utilizes liquid nitrogen. It will have an output platform. It would have an onboard mounted touchscreen monitor to customize experiments and upload custom procedures. It will have a Wi-Fi connection capabilities in order to download various experiments from the internet. A water source will be required to automatically flush the system after each procedure or experiment in order to make sure there's no cross-contamination between chemicals. And it will have a scale and other basic and some advanced measurement devices inside the device. And that goes back to having most lab equipment condensed into one area. So this is basically an entire lab in one machine. The functions of our device includes you will be able to upload experimental procedures via the internet or manually on the touchscreen monitor. The ability to complete almost any procedure given and output whatever deliverables are requested. Perform calculations to a nearly perfect standard based on inputs and what is requested. It will be able to take input. It will be able to take in any chemicals or variables needed for experiments. A water source will be required for an automated cleansing system to avoid contamination between experiments. These impacts considered and addressed some problems we are anticipating. Algorithms may report false or incorrect calculations, and our solution for this is the device should be calibrated for complex procedures and be specific when inputting your own procedure for it to calculate. Measuring devices may report incorrect numbers. Devices, such as the onboard scale, should be regularly checked and calibrated to make sure they report the expected results. For example, we may need to manually zero scales, double check, meter sticks, stuff like that. Some procedures and reactions may need to be observed depending on what the user is trying to get out of it. For certain reactions, the student or professor, they may need to observe the reaction and see what happens. So there should be a large glass container or a glass window that would be able to see into the device in order to see certain reactions as they take place. So they can observe what occurs and jot down any notes they may have on it. And this concludes my presentation. Again, I am Jackson Pickett for Engineering 217, Section 515, with Dr. Ozmetin. Thank you.